and the way the type of game is, I mean, it basically is a game that to some degree almost requires you to play blind. What? How did I not make that? Just because, like, it has so little, the effect that it has on you is so much less if you know what's happening. I think basically what happens is people don't know what Dark Souls is. Alright, he's here. Okay, yeah, people don't know what Dark Souls is, and then they either like have no clue and someone recommends it, or they have maybe a very small clue and they sort of buy it on instinct, or maybe they did watch some of the reviews and stuff. But even then, if you haven't played the game, the effect would be lessened, but there'd still be a big effect of not really knowing what's going on for the vast majority of people. But then people play it once, and then they forget that a lot of the impact, or at least maybe not a lot, at least some of the impact came from not knowing things. Like, why do you have to fight that boss like 30 times? Or why do you get stuck going around the same level over and over again? Why did you go into the catacombs when you first got to Firelink Shrine? That's all because you didn't know what you're doing. Like, if people knew, why did you hit Crestfallen Warrior and fight with him? Like, all this stuff, all these funny things and interesting things that happen, like, so many of them are because people didn't know what to do. But then now, everybody, like, so many people are just, like, they're watching playthroughs before they even get the game. They already know how to beat the game before they even get the game. And then, like, there's way less of these moments of surprise because people, I mean, partly is when you know the game, there's less ability to surprise, or when you know a previous game in the series, it does open your eyes up, give you experience to understand what's happening to some degree, but also people just take away what other opportunities there's for surprise by watching playthroughs and just endlessly going through the game before they even have it. I mean, that's my perspective anyway. And then I thought, and then what happens? Hardly anybody plays the game blind. I really hadn't. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that don't, and they don't even like it, and that's fine, whatever. I'm not saying everybody should, but I thought there was more people that liked the blind experience. But it seems like basically there's like a few hardcore people that like this is like the ultra hardcore people that like buy the game as early as they can. They'll buy it from Japan if it comes out early there. They'll just blast through it in like 1 to 3 days. And then everybody else is like no interest in being blind. Other than people who are just playing the game for the first time, or playing that game, that's their first Dark Souls game. Okay, so anyway, back to Sigurd. Here it is, new. I have no idea what this is.
Ah, you are a saint. Once again, you are my valiant savior. I, Siegfried of Catarina, express my deepest gratitude. Take this, a token of my thanks. Go on.
Better be good.
Yours.
What? Titanite slab? No way! You can get a Titanite slab here? Wow. Huh, that's interesting. Titanite slab. I wasn't even thinking about it. I thought it was going to be a ring. Titanite slab. That's interesting. Titanite slab, Titanite slab. Now, I know I had... I know I've had like... I think I could have like 3 or 4 chunks playing through here. But you need... what do you need, 12? I don't know if you can... I guess if you play... maybe if you go to an Orlando first... I'm just trying to think of when... This seems to be the earliest... Well, I guess it depends on how you... on what way you go through the game. You could beat the Dancer in the Dark. But the thing about that, though, is... I mean, I assume I haven't actually done it, but I assume... I did help someone beat the Dancer in the Dark when I was just trying to be summoned for Vort. But I was fairly leveled up. I wasn't like super high level, but I was still able to get summoned by people. I was at like the highest level of people that would still summon for Vort. I think it was fairly rare, but I was still possible to get summoned for Vort, but someone summoned me for the Dancer. But I think I was started as a... I always forget the class is Knight? The one with all the good armor and the straight sword. The game is definitely significantly easier at the start with that if you pick that class. I mean, maybe there's some other... I haven't picked all the classes, so maybe like some of the other ones are pretty close, but that versus like Sorcerer or something like that, or Deprived. Yeah, so what was that? Yeah, oh yeah, right, yeah. So, yeah, how early can you get a plus 10 then? I mean, yeah, so I was saying you could go Dancer in the Dark, but the thing is, if you can beat the Dancer in the Dark at that level, you really don't need a plus 10 weapon anyway, so it's kind of like pointless. It's like, oh yeah, I got a plus 10 weapon to do this. Well, I mean, you beat Dancer in the Dark, you don't... If you can beat Dancer in the Dark at the start of the game, how on earth... What possible reason could you need a plus 10 weapon? That's... Beating Dancer in the Dark at that level, I would say, is harder than any boss I've fought up to this point at a normal level range that you'd play at a natural level range. So really that maybe technically that could help you get a plus 10 weapon earlier, but it's really not useful other than just obliterating things. But it is also a tremendous pain in the butt because that boss is tough. That boss, although that boss almost seems easier when you get too many people there, it almost seems harder because it just has so much health, and it can one-shot you. It almost seems easy. I guess maybe it's... To me, it almost seems the best at 2 people. Because then it gives one person a chance to back off and heal. And it gives the other person that's not being attacked... You can use range weapons. Which to me seem like the easiest way to kill it. But whatever the case. Yeah, if you don't do that, soon as you... That means basically soon as you get 12 chunks, you can have a plus 10. Because I don't think you can get... Well, I guess... Well, as soon as you get here... let's start over. Okay, you can get the slab here, but where can you get 12 chunks? An Orlando... I'm not sure if anything drops chunks. I'm not sure if the Black Knights drop chunks or not. can't remember. Seems like they might, but if they do, it's probably rare. You'd have to kill 1,000,000 of them. I don't know, it seems kind of... I don't know, I'd have to know how easy you could get the chunks, but this seems a little bit lame. It would be cool if I could get a +10 weapon here, but it just seems like it would... I'm not sure if you can, and if you can... I guess basically, can you get a +10 weapon before Dancer in the Dark? That's the question. Is there anything that drops chunks before going that way? Or is there enough chunks in the game up to that point? I don't know, I can't remember. Seems like there isn't, and if there is, it would... I don't know. I don't even get to think about it. That would... I don't know, it's kind of mixed feelings with that.
Ah, no, please. Go on ahead. I've my own road to take, and a duty to fulfill. That is soon. Ah, no, and...
Oh, duty. Wonder what duty that is. Maybe I'll just Homeward Bone. Wait a second, which way do I want to go here? Yeah, I'll go here, I guess. Okay, all that leading up to what I actually want to do. I'm still actually not intending this as a commentary playthrough, but I just felt there's... Oh, I forgot I was here. I could go this way, but I think I'll go the other way. Yeah, I'm not sure where Sigurd goes from there. I think, like I said, I think you can summon him for Yorm. I thought I heard. Although that seems kind of weird because Yorm doesn't really seem like the kind of boss that would work well with NPC summons. Like, I think that's the reason Greatwood doesn't have a summon. You can't summon for Greatwood. It's because I don't think it works. An NPC would work very well. Because you have to attack it in certain spots. And also, it has this wild attack pattern, or very rangy attack pattern that I don't think NPCs could handle. I'm not a big fan of the shortcut. There should be an easier way to get to it. I mean, sure, yeah, this was easy now, but I'm a super massively leveled character. I mean, you're pretty strong when you get here, but I don't know, I'd still like there to be a easier way. I mean, it's a shortcut after all. It's nice if it goes right to the place where you came from. And it's not even that useful of a shortcut. That's the other, like, okay, you either have to have a super... The shortcut either has to be somewhat longer to get... It has to... If it's going to be super useful, then you can have it be longer to get to. Or if it's not that useful, it better be, like, right handy. Why make a shortcut that's not that useful and not handy? Okay, so here it is. This is basically the big doozy. I